What's up, bro?
Can you explain the powers of the pregame publics?
Oh man, it's you can't really explain that. It just happens. He just kind of like it's kind of like God. No, I can't. No, never mind. No, nothing's like God. But it's just that tradition that we started back in Florida, and it's just it's great. It's great.
What all is on that sandwich?
Oh, it's chicken tenders with buffalo sauce, chipotle mayo, provolone, toasted, and sometimes I put cucumber and lettuce. Sometimes.
Alejandro, you haven't had any field goal opportunities the last couple of weeks, but how are you doing as far as like keeping yourself ready and make sure you're good to go for this Friday?
Well, I always prefer PATs over field goals because that just means we're doing good on offense. But yeah, I've always said like the longer I'm on the field, the better we're doing. And honestly, it's just practice. I'm obviously staying warm on field goal just because you never know what week it's gonna come.
Do you have any tricks keeping warm on the sideline? Is it like hand warmers or?
Oh yeah, we have like those little burners, and I just stick my hands in front of it. And and then the second we go out, I'm like, I run out like this, and then I'm like, okay, let's go.
Is there something about like getting the lactic acid kind of going and you're like removing it in your legs and really making sure you're staying loose in a cold game like that?
Yeah, a little bit. I usually do a couple of dry swings during TV timeouts, or I'm on the kicking net, or if we just scored and it's a PAT, I usually like do a couple of dry swings on the way to my spot, and then I like that ensures my warmth.
Do you have a routine or superstition behind how many you do?
The only superstition I have this season is my hair.
Your hair. What is that?
So I haven't gotten a single haircut all season. Last haircut I got was like media day for fall camp,
Okay.
and like I'm just following behind the story in the Bible of Samson.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yes, sir.
You've had a chance to be teammates with Shador and Travis now for 3 seasons. They're obviously two of the biggest stars in college football. You talk about what it's been like being teammates with them, and also what type of teammates they've been.
Oh, they're amazing guys. On and off the field, what you see on the camera with Bucky and Darius and all of them is exactly how they are in like off the cameras. They're amazing guys. They're pretty much like my brothers, and I know that like if I ever have trouble, they'll have my back.
Another teammate, Daniel Gerlach, has stepped into primarily that kickoff role. What's it been like watching him, do a pretty good job in that role?
It's been great. I told those freshman guys, Stoy and Gerlach, that I was going to take them under my wing and make sure that they stay consistent, they stay disciplined with their eyes down, stay humble, obviously, especially with all this media attention that we've been getting lately. But yeah, it's always great seeing Stoy and Gerlach both succeed in their respective positions.
How has that room been this year dealing with kickoffs? I mean, it's obviously been a struggle at times, but have you guys kind of leaned on each other, and how have you gotten through all that?
Yeah, so we always, it's a very competitive room. We always push each other to be better. We always, compete. We always compete every day at practice. We'll make sure to push each other to do better.
You came into college with Travis, right?
Yep.
So you've seen him grow and develop as a player and a person. Like, what's been the most impressive thing about his development on and off the field?
Like, just when I think he can't get any better, he just gets better. And it's honestly insane. There's times like, actually, junior year of high school, I was sitting in class in history, and one of my teammates was sitting in front of me, and he's like, bro, look at this guy's highlights. And it's like Travis Hunter and like Colin Sale playing against like Grayson the last state championship. I'm like, dang, he's nasty. And then all of a sudden he comes to Jackson State. I'm like, all right, bet. So I went, and then, it's definitely great, like, seeing him develop.
Have you seen him develop off the field as well?
He's been the same guy. He's always funny. He's always like in a great mood, no matter what the deal is, and he's a cool guy.
What's one thing people don't know about him?
He speaks a lot more Spanish than people think.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm always like teaching him little things here and there, especially like with his fiance. Like I try to like say things that he can say to her, like cute things and stuff like that. Yes, sir. Gotta put him on.
Yeah, no, I it's bad.
Yeah, trying to be.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
So, I want to say mac and cheese, but it's very inconsistent. So I'm probably gonna have to say mashed potatoes, just because it's always smooth, it's always buttery, it's always like it's the one thing that will stay consistent. I'll take a bad mashed potatoes over a bad mac and cheese, but I'll take a good mac and cheese over a good mashed potatoes.
Obviously, the job for you guys starts on Friday, but Coach Prime said that he has no interest in really watching what else happens on Saturday. Will you sit down and watch the rest of the games and see what happens around the conference?
Well, yeah, my dad's gonna be in town, and it's it's just tradition to watch either the next day watch the NFL, or, for example, when we played on Thursday, he stayed the weekend and we watched both Friday and Saturday games. It's just tradition at that point.
Speaking of tradition, Mata, after you kick, Coach Prime always gives you a hug and tells you something in your ear. Has that been the same message every time?
It alternates between like 3 or 4. It's always either "da," "love you, boy," or "keep going." So it's great. Or sometimes he doesn't even say anything, to be honest. But the hug is all I need.
What does it mean that he has just constantly always had your back and showed you love? I mean, you don't. We've been around a lot of head coaches.
Right.
Very few head coaches I've seen have quite an affinity for their kicker like he does for you. What does that mean to have his support like that?
No, it's great. Having his trust behind my back and knowing that no matter what happens, he's gonna have my back is just amazing.
We just talked to Mark, obviously his last game or his home game. Just what's it been like being his teammate? What have you learned from him over the last 2 years?
Consistency and perfection. He holds himself to a very high standard, which is something I respect about him. And I want to make sure that, when he leaves for the NFL this year, I want to keep that standard up with the next guys coming in.
What do you think about Shiloh Sanders?
Very interesting guy. Very interesting guy. I'll leave it at that. But he's funny and very interesting.
You've known me for a long time, too.
I have known you for a long time.
Thanks,
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.